Arthur thinks we should have curtains. But now he's got nothing to say. Is that the phone? Hey, who's calling us? I mean, yes. Why do we need curtains when we have a good view and no neighbors? Maybe he just likes them for atmosphere, I don't know. Alright. There is one realm to which we have not yet jumped. And I think it's about time to consider that one. Don't I? Yes, I do. We have a fresh cheese girl for the next visit to the Farnstein lab, which I'm guessing we need to go back to our entrance point from before we can progress there. But we might be free now to progress there. But I don't think we should do that until we've let Arthur see the medieval landscapes. Let's go. This is the kind of music that people enjoyed in this age. I don't suppose there's anything we can do during this sequence. We get the good old hourglass the whole time. Hello, sir. Care to point me in the right direction? Oops. Is this where we get our arrow back, by the way? Yeah. What the heck? I'm not able to use the key command to get Arthur back for some reason. Boop. Okay, so Arthur can help here. Maybe he would point out the arrow. That arrow sure pointed him in the right direction. I suppose our presence helped point him in the right direction to get stabbed by the arrow.
If someone should get a glimpse of us up here, in this suit we might pass as a knight, but I think we should be careful not to be seen.
Thanks, Arthur. But, you know, quite honestly, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I've already explored this area quite a bit.
Those boulders were dropped on any Nimrod trying to climb the walls.
He used the word Nimrod. That's cool. I think I'd only heard of it as a pejorative when I was growing up and haven't since heard it very much at all. Or when I have heard it, it hasn't been a pejorative or something. Now, I've been prompted to think about what happens with this guy at the bottom. I wonder if Arthur has a comment on him. And furthermore, I wonder if we're going to end up needing to use him, you know? Because he is in front of a door. And because of that, we haven't tried that door. What do you think, Arthur? Any comments? Comment.
It's kind of interesting how they use the more finished stone on the outside of the walls to make the castle look more imposing, and use the rough stone on the inside. The space in between was generally filled with rubble and, oh, I don't know, annoying singing frogs and metal boxes.
Sounds like you don't know. Guess not. It is really interesting to be able to play this game without Arthur and then with Arthur. I'm a little sad to think some people might have given up and left the game before they got to Arthur. If I wasn't bent on completing this stuff, I may have done that depending on what my motivation level was. Annoying singing frogs and metal boxes? I think he said in. Is that an allusion to something? Maybe.
These wooden hoardings here, they were put up for defense before a siege to protect archers, and get this, allow the soldiers to drop big, heavy, painful things on the attackers below. Charming, isn't it?
Sounds about right. Also, I've noticed several times in this game, apparently dealing with microphone plosives was not something, not a challenge that the creators of this game overcame. There are some really bad ones, including from Arthur, who you'd think shouldn't possibly have any.
This castle really was the jewel in King Richard's crown. He once wrote about Chateau Gaillard. How beautiful is my year-old daughter. When Philip Augustus had said that he would take this castle though its walls were made of iron, King Richard retorted that he would hold it if its walls were made of butter. Then King John the Soft Sword took over. When Philip was done with this place, you could pour it on your popcorn.
Well, it's nice to have heard the castle's name pronounced.
When Philip Augustus heard about Richard's death in 1199, he set about retaking Normandy. And within 3 years, in October of 1203, he was knocking on Chateau Gaillard's door with a formidable army. John answered the door with 300 knights, 3,000 horsemen, and 4,000 foot soldiers and assorted ruffians, who tried to surprise Philip's army with a night attack. Big mistake. He wasn't counting on the new cohesion and confidence of Philip's army in the light of Richard's death. They were slaughtered.
What kind of night attack? Okay, we know there's nothing much over here for us to get, unless we did lose the grappling hook. But I still want to see if Arthur has any comments. It really is amazing how the addition of Arthur... It kind of does what books in Myst do, to enrich and enliven the world with a backstory and a life. Doesn't it?
These holes in the walls, or they called them arrow loops, were designed to protect archers while still giving them a wide angle of aim.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Don't suppose we can sneak in there or anything, can we? It's amazing. I wonder what got the buried in two folks to make the choice to have an AI like this. Because it feels in retrospect like back from making breakfast. Welcome back. It's a window to shoot from. That's right. Yeah, I guess I might fall. It looks like there's wood on the other side though, so I don't know. It feels like the Journeyman Project series kind of came into itself as soon as Arthur hit. Like that was an essential ingredient that it really feels like the first game is missing. There is an AI companion in the first game, but she is not what Arthur is. And I wonder how they found the actor for Arthur, who is clearly, you know, I would say irreplaceable.
I hope the serfs have umbrellas. Ah, the classic garderobe. Simplicity at its finest.
That seems an apt comment for that. It's the view.
You tiny-brained wipers of other people's bottoms. I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries. Sorry, I always wanted to say that.
That sounds like it was recorded at a completely different time and place than the rest of Arthur's dialogue. And I have to say Arthur has not mastered the accent. But that is a reference that I think most of us would know. Lexi, according to what you've told me, you don't know it,
We seem to be getting closer to where that catapult is hitting, and I'd be willing to bet their aim isn't getting worse.
Maybe you have because it's just that famous, Lexi. At least Arthur's gonna warn me about this thing. But we still don't know how to make it hit the wall before we try and cross it. So we'll see if we can do better on that this time with Arthur's help. Lexi, you do know enough to understand where it's from. Arthur did a decent job of the parody of the accent from the movie. Yes, I suppose he did a good imitation of an imitation of that imitation.
You want to know what made this castle such a unique piece of military architecture? King Richard's design for the keep and inner bailey. Look, see those rib-like structures ringing the top of the keep? They were designed to funnel drop projectiles down to the skirt-like plinth at the bottom, which bounced the stones in kind of a fan-shaped trajectory. This way, there was nowhere that the attackers could approach the castle without being vulnerable.
Lexi, my brother says I used to watch that scene all the time, so she knows it. I see. Arthur's not even going to comment, huh? Maybe the key is to look around enough times I've reviewed our earlier adventure, and this surface down here is the one that we had to get down to get down to the lower floor. So what do we do? What do we do? Whatever we did, I evidently did it the first time without even knowing what was going on, and I've never achieved it since. Was I messing with the biochips? I had the cloaking biochip on. We so far never needed this, by the way. I wonder what that means. When do we use this thing? We still haven't looked through our files, so if we really get bored, we can start to bury through those again. Arthur has not given us a hint here. He does have a help thing. He says help. I don't know, is it worth using Arthur's help? We don't want to overload him. And if we go down there, we die. Because there are spikes. No suggestions for the peanut gallery? That's not a suggestion at all. You believe in my ability to do nothing. Alright. Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm not hitting control. I suggest you take my non-suggestion and be happy with it. Well, you've at least wrapped your suggestion in a suggestion. So, that's at least effort of a kind. Alright, here goes.
I'd suggest we start looking around. Just keep in mind what you're looking for.
Thanks, Arthur. That was so helpful. What was the beep for? There's no text. And it only beeped once. Okay, now do we have our grappling hook? I assume we do, since we didn't find it on a toilet. Oh, we can hold the button, that's good. You know you want to get down there. Alright, go again.
Something historical has been tampered with. Where would be the most likely place to find something important?
Alright. Is that really overloading your brain, Arthur? Is it really? Yeah, I guess that's the way it is with help systems. Well, I've just saved, so... we know we're gonna die.
I'd suggest we start looking around. Just keep in mind what you're looking for. Something historical has been tampered with. Where would be the most likely place to find something important? Well, I guess that anything of historical value would be somewhere in the keep. Whatever was messed with, it's probably a good bet we'll find it there.
Alright. That help was not very much help. Oops. That time it was a mistake. Oh, look, hints. 3 at minus 50 each. Those cost us 50 points each? And I think we've already got them now. They might have been baked into our save. Anyway. Artificial human rumination. Is that what it is? Or is that your determination? Alright, well, that was unhelpful. That's what I want it to be. Next, I guess we jump to the lab again. Now, the thing is, Arthur told us where we need to go next in the lab to do whatever he was talking about, but I don't really remember any of those specifics offhand. Hopefully he'll speak up. Come on, Arthur. There we go.
Man, the station looks like hell. Most of the habitat modules have been sheared off. The lab there also, down below. I'm just hanging by a thread. Amazing that I survived that hit. I guess I'm just thick-skulled. That's funny. I used to feel that station like a body. From inside, you don't get a picture of the damage. You just feel like limbs have been cut off. You try to twitch a finger.
I didn't know I was going to cut him off. Yeah, that's a good point. So I could use the translation thing, but I want to use the Arthur thing.
Well, somewhere under all that ceiling foam is the door to, well, what used to be the hydroponics module. Nothing special, just your garden variety greenhouse. Garden variety... sorry. The doc used to spend a lot of time in here, gardening. It's all automated, of course, so I'm not sure why he bothered, especially the way he set up all kinds of lockout routines to keep me out. I got on his nerves, he said. I have no idea what he meant, but I got the picture anyway that he wanted to be alone. Come on, let's move on. Alright. The passageway has been destroyed, so the only way we're going to get to the biomass processing room is through the iceroid. We're going to have to hurry, though, because it's all in vacuum and your oxygen reserve isn't going to get you very far. We'll have to take the atmosphere mining lift.
Okay.
Ooh, scary. This is pathetic. What am I going to do next? With a flashlight under my face?
Pressure variance too great. Door may not be opened until pressure is equal.
Not much to tell, really. Most of the modules were designed to shear off at the connection tube rather than get breached by a collision. That way, they hopefully wouldn't depressurize, and at least the occupants would have a chance of being rescued. I'd imagine the crew berths are in orbit somewhere among the ice chunks by now. You know, it's pretty interesting how this station is constructed. In my time, we still have to worry about the cost of lifting mass out of a gravity well. What do you guys have, like matter transmission or something, right? Anyway, the walls of these connection hallways are basically lightweight Coramid fiber bags, honeycombed with little cells, kind of like bubble pack. They're shipped up folded, then pressurized with an expanding closed-cell foam, which makes them rigid and acts as a self-sealant in case of things like micrometeorite punctures. With Coramid mesh, they're resilient enough to handle some of the bigger, slower objects, but, well, as you can see for yourself, what happens when it meets Lucifer's hammer.
So Arthur thinks that these puffs are emergency, like, sealant or something.
This used to be the kitchen and the gravity gym. Part of it's still intact, but this door looks dead.
I missed a comment, darn it.
That always seemed to work in Scooby-Doo. That's me? That's not me.
Apparently he can.
This is the station's power source. All those big Tylenols store the charge collected by the solar sails and distribute them to various parts of the station. I guess I'm looking at my end here. When that blue glow fades, so will I. Or at least one of me. God, I feel like a saved game. Look, you're running out of oxygen, and the only way to recharge here means blocking off the way to get to my sculptures. I don't know why you're wasting your time here. Most of your oxygen supply is depleted, so you're gonna have to jump back to where we arrived again.
So,
Unless...
I guess I haven't gotten rid of you after all. You just pop up in different spots, like whatever pops up in different spots. So, corrupting my work not enough? Back to finish the job? What?
Gage, be honest with me. Does my voice really sound that dorky?
And I thought I was being rescued. I'm breathing my last breaths here, and I get visited by Guido, the space family. Come all this way to tamper with my sculptures. What are you, an art critic?
Okay, so last time I supposed... I don't know whether he said that, Tom, but I'm guessing he didn't. Just a guess. Okay, so we are able to pressurize this thing. Problem is, don't know whether we can get there. Because we are here in the blue one. Environment depressurized, click to pressurize. Oh, so we can pressurize it. I think it means click the same thing to pressurize it. What about this one?
Cannot pressurize. Foreign object obstructing habitat wing door seal.
Oh. Foreign object obstructing a habitat wing door seal? Wait a minute, is that the metal bar? Do we need to get that again? Oh. Time for jelly toast,
What do you do?
as
Travel
they
around
say.
space looking for derelict crafts you can terrorize the survivors by redecorating while they're helpless? What'd you do? Bring a spray can too?
Look, if you're here to rescue me, fine. Just get on with it. If you're gonna add insult to injury by messing with my work, I can do without it, okay? Just leave me here to die in peace with my work.
There's our bar. Love this bar. Habitat wing. Is that where Arthur said that we were supposed to go? Biomass injector array, bio array thing. Still didn't remember the exact term. Oh, shut up. Really doesn't let you breathe for very long, does it? Works out to only a few minutes. We did it. Okay, so we can head through here again. But isn't where we want to get, like, there? Biomass processing, that's it. So you'd think that we'd have to go here and then here. But it looks like we could go 1, 2, then turn left and maybe go through this pink thing? Let's see. Habitat wing is depressurized. I don't think we're going to do anything about that because it's exposed to space. Science wing, that's depressurized. That could also be exposed to space. But then, thing is, the door might not open unless the pressures are equal. What did we do last time? We went to the AI core or something to get Arthur, right? Scanner room. AI Nexus, that's where we jumped out of last time. You could override it before. Oh, yeah. What do you think? Should we head out this way and try to go over there? 2 and then take a left and then you're across. Maybe we can do it. Good point, Lexi. And we still have oxygen until we leave this area. But... shouldn't we have been able to get in the first time then? On the way down? Can't go there anymore. Being disoriented isn't the best. That's the docking bay. We could also try and go around the same way through the docking bay that we did before. We think we can't do the habitat wing, right?
Pressure variance too great. Door may not be opened until pressure is equalized.
I don't see us using an override code here. I think we might actually want to go through the docking bay then, because Arthur seems to want to guide us through this kind of thing. So let's try this again, shall we? We might get a dramatic Arthur versus Arthur scene when he explains that he's the copy of himself.
Okay, this is the docking bay. The hex pads, as Mom keeps reminding us, are localized gravity repulsors that allow us to move cargo around the hold. I'm sure you had fun in here the first time, but this is really not the time to play Twister.
How do we do it? I get it. So all the paths are along the angles that sort of cross perpendicularly over the edges of these hexagons. There's that triangle we love so much. Alright, can we remember how to do this? We didn't really jot it down, did we? So it's gotta be this and then something else.
You seem different somehow. Not like before. Your patterns, you're more curious, like you don't really know what you're doing here, do you? You're not the same intruder.
The plot's getting nice and complex though, or at least the layers of who knows what and who thinks they're when and all that.
So, why are you here? Are you looking for something? Me?
Only one option. What the heck? Oh, is it because we're... This isn't our goal, is it? Is it? I've lost it. I've got it. Let's have some drama.
Pressure variance too great. Door may not be opened until pressure is equalized.
You gonna help me here, Arthur? We're not just gonna go back out, are we? What about our override code? Or do we have to remember where that was? Where was it? It was somewhere. There was a panel for it, wasn't there? The override code is above the door. There's a handle. Is it right here on the door? I completely forget now.
Pressure variance too great. Door may not be opened until pressure is equalized.
Like up here? On the door. But is it this door that we want? This all looks like one
Pressure
button to me.
variance too great. Door may not be opened until pressure is equalized.
Yeah, I think it might be the door with the things on it. Okay, so docking bay is there. There's this guy. So is there a handle here? Or is it the AI Nexus door? Isn't there a door here that says AI Nexus? Hello. Another pressure control? Did we have to deal with this earlier? Okay, so we should be able to get to the AI Nexus again. But we don't care. I see. The habitat wing. Oh god. The habitat wing is the whole side of the station through which we travel to get to where we are. And the science wing is the other side. See? Of course, the habitat wing has the crew berths and the mess/rec module. The science wing has the... Oh, god, come on! To be so ultra precise here. The neuronics lab, the med lab, and the biomass processing place, which is where we're going. So maybe we can pressurize that once we're in, because we do want it to be depressurized now. But now we just need to get to wherever Arthur had us go last time. Atmosphere controls, yes, thank you. We know that. Okay, so we can go back there if we want. That says habitat wing, right? We've done this. I'm so confused. Why would there be a door to the habitat wing from here? And that's where we were talking to Arthur from last time. Looks like Arthur hasn't spoken up, by the way. Yeah, that would be fun. Okay, so we could go back through the docking bay and try to take the other route after all, I guess. If that fails, then we're going to assume that we didn't understand this room and come back, I guess. One to play with and one to keep mint in box for eBay. Alright, hopefully it's easier to go backwards in this room than forwards. Sure feels like it is when you're on your way over. Can't we just turn this stuff off? I mean, or is it actually impossible to go backwards? Yeah, I feel like this will take us back. can always go up to these things. We can never use them. I wonder if we can jump to a place from within the place. What do you think? Problem is we need another cheese girl. I didn't imagine it could be more difficult to get back than to get across for the first time. Is that your dream? Okay, so here we are again.
Pressure variance too great. Door may not be opened until pressure is equalized.
Oh boy. I kind of thought that this place would be cool. It was getting so awesome with Arthur talking to Arthur and everything. What does that say? Engineering. Okay, let's find the atmospheric controls and look at the map one more time at least. This is the habitat wing. This is the capacitance array. That's where we are? So wait a minute, were we... What in the world? How is it possible that we're here? Are you understanding this at all, Lexi? I thought this was the... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Is it possible? Okay. My impression was that this is where we had ended up. This is where we get the metal bar and all that. We go into here, we cross the thing, then we go to the room where we meet Arthur, so I was wondering why we weren't here. Is it possible that we just never successfully crossed the room? And that this room looks enough like this room that I've been getting them confused this whole time? That's what I'm thinking. So this actually is the room where we found the metal bar, and I've been mistaking it for the room where we found Arthur. Yep, I'm seeing it with different eyes now. Okay. So I'm not trying to get back. I'm trying to get across for the first time. No wonder this room seemed backwards to me as well. So I must have gotten turned around somewhere in here. There's our beloved triangle. Okay, back to the start. So we want to avoid the habitat wing. Now my earlier impression was when we're on the left side of the room, like we just arrived at, we're stuck. We have to go back to the start. Because that's going to keep booting us in toward the middle of the room. Towards our triangle, so we have to go back. All the way back, pretty much. Right? Then, to make it back, we have to go out to the right. Then we head over here. And we kind of head out around the side. Totally did a Willy Wonka. So we can go up there, or we can go directly here. Yeah, the science wing is where we want to go. There we go.
I don't know why I feel this, but I guess I have an instinct about you. My other guest didn't feel right. You're different somehow. Like I should trust you.
Trust this.
Have you been listening to me or what? I'm trying to help you out here. If we go into that room, I'm gonna end up meeting myself, and I don't know how I'll take it. The other me. Oh, you know what I mean. At the least, it'll end up affecting one of my sculptures, and then you'll have more than a ripple on your hands. So, for your own good, if you don't jump us out of here, I will.
Interesting. So he's not letting us in. And we can't move. Cool, okay, so we have to jump ourselves out of here. I think it was worth it just for that little resolution. Oh, we still have the skull from Cavern, that's nice. Alright, let's go spend some more money. Yeah, I was very confused, and it was because I was very stupid. I could have apprehended the space station better by reading the labels on the map more thoroughly. The idea of the habitat wing and the science wing, that is a simplifying factor. Now I just need to get through my own house and figure out how I was able to order that before. I have to walk back here, that's it. See, doesn't this look like an area you'd need to walk for something? How could I have messed that up? Here we go. Power! We need our resources. The number was, I think it was 625 9 Yep. Wait a second, when we jump back, we must always come, do we? Do we always come to the same place when we recall? Are we just spending our money once, the same money again, you know? Also, it's called the post box. The post box. In case you're wondering. Yeah, maybe. There are certainly some complexities here. Okay, I think Arthur has helped us understand, at least by his refusal to meet himself, basically what we're doing. Let's jump this menu. So what do you think about that expanding foam? Because we did use the translation chip here, and something certainly seems to be trying to speak to us in a language other than English. And we know there's an alien race that can disguise itself as blobs and stick to surfaces. So maybe it's disguising itself as safety foam. That's some powerful fromage propulsion.
Pressure variance too great. Door may not be opened.
Do we get the same comments again, Arthur?
The airlock on the other side must still be pressurized. That's why this door won't open. I can put out an audio override code to bypass the safety interlocks, but the rest will be up to you. Here goes.
Whoa, you're just gonna do it?
Emergency door release initiated. Please stand by.
Unusually willing to do that, aren't you, Arthur? And we didn't even get to hear your comment. And we got an explosive charge in our inventory. Well, well, well.